you guys see what I see? I see grass, not snow, grass. Look at the melt. It makes me super excited. Spring is almost here, which means seed starting is almost here. Kidding season is almost here. Hopefully we'll have baby donkeys on the ground soon. It's always just such a huge relief when you start feeling like there's an end to winter in sight. And that's just kind of where we're at. We're in that anticipation that, so even though spring is on its way, grass is out there, which means more forage, but actually in the gestation of our goats, we're getting to that point where we actually have to start feeding them more grain because of where they are in their gestation. One thing I will say that I dislike about this thaw, everything gets super saturated and really soggy. Can you hear the mush, mush, mush of the goats? One of the things that's actually changing around our farm right now, especially with our does, since we have so many pregnant, we are about a month and a half away with some of these does, which means that their diets have to change because their fetuses are doing a lot of growing in there, like explosive growing, and it's important to supply them with enough high energy grains. So a big reason why we're switching more from hay to grain now is because as those kids have that explosive growth, there's actually not that much space left in their body cavity. And the thing that seems to get squashed down the most is the rumen. And the rumen's where a good portion of the digestion of the food that they eat happens. So you can't get as much hay into the rumen when it's squished like that, but you can get a whole lot more grain. And the nutritional value versus the calories that need to be taken in because they're growing these babies inside them and their babies are growing at a very rapid pace, it's important to supply them with the correct nutrients. Because it's going to dictate if they're going to have an easy labor and healthy kids, or if I'm going to have to really watch them to see if they go into milk fever or ketosis. They're hungry, I gotta feed them. Sky! Oh.
Yesterday, there was sun and there was rain.
I have to pull Dilly out of there. She is a big mature Bordeaux. She will eat every stitch of grain and push every doe off of the feed, which is kind of a crap rolls downhill scenario because when Dilly pushes a doe off, she pushes a lower in the social rung doe off of her feed, and then they'll push the juniors off. And I actually have quite a few goats in there that are bred, and especially some juniors that I'm trying to flesh out and get ready to breed. I have one bred that she needs extra nutrition because she's still growing and growing a baby. So it's really not me picking favorites. I love Dilly. I do have favorites, but in this situation, I'm not picking my favorites. And it's just for everybody's good, even though I'm sure Dilly doesn't agree with that. It is a lovely last Saturday of February, and I've got some sugar water solution here. So that means we're gonna go down to the bees because guess what? Those ladies are tough ladies and they made it through the winter. Let's go ahead and see some of the footage I took earlier this week when we finally got into the 50s after being in the negatives. I've never been so relieved to see so much bee poop all over the snow. And you guys can tell it's been really warm the entire week. But what those bees were doing is they were actually doing a cleansing flight. So when everything kind of warms up and it's the first day where bees can finally get out, the first thing they want to do is go take a nice poop. They're super hygienic. They don't like to go potty in their hives. So when that first warm spell comes, they were coming in and out of there. They were flying like crazy. I almost thought for a second I saw an orientation flight happening, but I'm pretty sure it was just cleansing flights. So they were just emptying their little bodies so they could keep their hives clean. But we have gone ahead and put out some feeders because I don't see any, and just because I don't see any flowers or pollen producers right now doesn't mean that they aren't out there. But I am providing some feed for the bees. Well, I usually do a 2 sugar to 1 mixture. For the spring, I'm going to be doing a 1 to 1 just because it's easier for the bees to carry back to their hives. So I figure, you know, they've made it all through the winter and they're probably really hungry and kind of tired. So I'm not going to make it harder on them. Tabitha got closed in the chicken coop last night. You can hear she's protesting. Okay, Tab, okay. And of course, Tabitha's suitors are just, they're ready for her to come out too. So this is the second year that these toms have been on our property. And it's probably the first year where they've been super duper mature and are eagerly awaiting for Tabitha to become receptive for breeding. And the fights that have been breaking out on our farm are pretty vicious. Check this out. Guys, come on, quit. Hey, guys. Hey, break it up. Hey, break it up. Get out of here. Get out of here. Hey, guys. Quit! Break it up! Hey! Break it up! Break it up! What do you have to say for yourself? Hey! You need to chill out! Which that kind of activity does not surprise me in the springtime. That's mating season for wild turkeys here in the area, so why wouldn't it be for them? So they're just trying to figure out who's going to be her boyfriend. I'm pretty sure she's already decided, but I don't think they know that. Hi, Tabitha. They want their breakfast. But you guys may remember the last video we put out was about fodder and how to grow fodder easily indoor for your livestock. Well, the chickens get to have another bout of that today. So let's go in, grab another tray of fodder, see if they like it. You guys can see here is the second flat of barley seed that we started as fodder for the chickens. So let's see. Oh, they're all coming, they know. They see. Hi guys, look what I got for you. They just love that fodder and it's so easy to do. If you guys missed that video, that's going to be linked up top. It's just untreated, all natural barley seed and putting it in a tray like this and watering a couple times a day for a week or two. I'm just so happy to be out, and it looks like somebody's in heat down here, which we'll kind of get into about our test results for pregnancy along with our biosecurity panel testing, because we did a whole video on that. But somebody down here is in heat. Dilly, you are past your days with babies, Mama. You are retired. You're a retired queen. You're a retired queen. Everybody's too short for you on top of it. Everybody's too short for you. So usually Dilly is so worked up. I know, you're so sweet. You're a sweetheart. That's how I can also tell she's in heat too, because she's really lovey. But she's down here, and usually, and she's got her flagging tail. I don't know if you guys just caught that. So there it goes again. But she is usually out with the herd, busy bossing them around and causing complete havoc as our herd queen. But today, she's abandoned her post. She stepped off the throne to come over here and look at the boys on the other side, and Flew, who's right there, is aware that she is ready to receive attention. But that kind of brings us into our test results, and you guys have probably already seen her. Probably have already seen her back there. So a few weeks ago, you guys know that we were drawing blood. We did a whole how to draw blood video, which is going to be linked up top. And we just did an importance of biosecurity panel testing last week. We ended up testing clean for CL, CAE, and Yonis. So even though we came back clear last year, it's always just really stressful for me. I carry knots in my stomach until I get my results back, because some of those diseases are so nasty, and even though I've kept my herd closed and we've done testing, sometimes they can still make it onto your farm in a lot of different ways, which we went over in that video. So if you're interested to hear that viewpoint, that video is linked up top. But our results for pregnancy. We know we tested clear for CLC and Yonis. Do you guys see that lady back there? It's Tiger Lily. So when it comes to pregnancy tests, everybody that got tested, except for Tiger Lily, is confirmed pregnant. And if you follow me on my Facebook page, you already know that I posted all of the results because it's something I'm really proud of as a breeder, to show that I have a clean tested herd and to show who's going to be having babies and who isn't. And Tiger Lily is open. Open means not pregnant, for those of you that may not be familiar with that term, but Tiger Lily is open. We were thinking of doing a CIDR on her, or a CIDR. And basically what that is it's just a vaginal insert that's soaked with hormones that kind of tricks her body to cycle again. Kind of like makes it think that it's pregnant. And then when you remove it and give another shot of like luteolise, or I can't remember what the other one is, but it's another hormone, it kind of gives them that I need to breathe. It puts them into a standing heat. And the other day I actually saw one of our does, our pregnant does, mounting her. So I'm hoping she may be approaching a more receptive time, because I'm pretty sure she goes into silent heats and or ghost heats where they're just, you can't see them. There's nothing really to show you that that goat's in heat. So she's one of those, and I really want her to be bred. It's just, she's too late now for 4-H. She's too late for any other shows, but I really want to encourage the development in her body that as a dairy goat, being pregnant, having kids, and coming into milk will provide her. And honestly, with her, any kids that she put on the ground would probably be retained. So Miss Tiger Lily is in here, and I've seen Flu interested in her a little bit, but because this little hussy, this little trollop is in full-blown heat, Flu knows that, and he knows she's not there yet. So I'm just trying to keep my eyes on her and to watch. And I know if she breeds in the next month, that puts me at late summer babies, but that's okay. I still not need that development. We don't really have too many issues with parasite loads at that point because our pasture is high enough, and hopefully at some point we'll be implementing rotational grazing. We're just not there yet. Lots of plans, lots of work to do, just no time, and the day job gets in the way. No, look at the lovely couple. Hopefully soon. Hopefully soon. And these little beauties are hiding. Man, you guys are like all the way down. I cannot believe what you guys have done to this. That's awesome. You guys like it? Here, you want some of the seeds? Move it over. You guys can... Oh, Lord. Whoa. It's really hard for me to believe that a week ago from today, we were actually up on ladders trying to melt ice dams out of our gutters. But here we are today, and it is t-shirt weather. Got the hair pulled back because we've been working up a sweat out here, and I don't have to have a jacket on. But here's some of the sights from last week that we took that I didn't get to share with you guys yet, but there's something about the farm too in winter that I love how it glistens. And just some beautiful sights around the farm. I mean, of all seasons, of all points in the year, there's just always something here that just kind of takes my breath away. There's just something about that really cold, fluffy snow that just makes winter a little bit more bearable. But don't get me wrong, I'm not saying winter's gone for good. We're only in March, so we've got a little bit of a roller coaster coming weather-wise. It won't be until May before we can actually start getting out into the gardens and planting, and I can't wait to bring you guys along on that. I get really excited this time of year when the days get a little bit longer, it starts to get warmer, the wardrobes start to change. It gets me super excited for the growing season ahead, but I will say that it overwhelms me too. Because with those warm days comes a growing expectation for the projects that have been waiting all winter and are getting pretty close to becoming a reality. So while I'm overwhelmed, I'm super excited. I can't wait to bring you guys along. So we've got kidding coming up. We've got new members coming to the farm tomorrow. So you guys will see that in a couple of episodes. But we do have 2 new members coming. And today we did a lot of work down around the duck pen, and we've kind of changed everything about that. So I can't wait to give you guys an episode updating you of where our Muscovies are going to live and why we feel the way about it that we do. And we're also working on getting a greenhouse. So there's so much coming, guys. I cannot wait to bring you with me. It's so nice to be able to share it with you out there, and I hope that at some point during the videos or our journey that you found yourself enjoying being brought along with us. So guys, I think that's going to do it for us today. I really appreciate you giving your time over to us here at Mulberry Branch Farm and taking some time out of your day to spend a little time with us during our day. If you're new to the channel, first off, thank you so much for stopping by and visiting. If you found yourself enjoying it, then let us know. Leave us a like, drop us a comment, and think about subscribing. But in the meantime, I hope everyone's staying healthy out there and being kind to one another. We're going to catch you in the next one. Bye.
Hello, boys.